destination will be on the left.
Shit.
Your destination is on the left.
Oh my. I have no idea where we park.
Give me a second, let me prep the load, and then we'll start get you guys in.
Limestone cave. Ah! Walked into that one.
Yeah, he did. That's actually geared for grade school kids, because they always get it right.
That's it. I didn't know we were on the sarcasm tour.
You didn't know you were in competition with kids? Well, if there was someone above you, would be. As our lake letter used to say, they say the darndest
I
things.
do.
Okay, the mine was started in the 1860s, and when they started it, all of this was done by hand, and the mine was about 12 feet by 12 feet. Have any of you guys seen the Dana Tunnel? It's on the other side of the interstate. The Dana Tunnel, it's an automobile tunnel. One car can go anytime. 12 feet by 12 feet by 900 feet. Well, that was all done by hand. The only reason I bring it up, that's a good example of what this was like in the 1860s. In the 1900s, they started using modern equipment. When they did that, they widened 45 feet by 45 feet, with the exception of here, it's a little wider, so the big trucks can pass each other. And it is 45 feet wide. If you take from the water line to the ceiling, and I'm going to say that's 30 feet, subtract that from 45, we've got 15 feet of very cold water underneath us. So, isn't that nice? The water temperature is 45 degrees. The ambient temperature is 55 degrees. So this is a perfect day for swimming.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I'd bring it up. Okay. Okay, after they started using modern equipment, my next thing is in the 1960s, Lyndon Baines Johnson was president of the U.S. He came here to find out why there was so much poverty in eastern Kentucky and Appalachia. Also, what solutions there were. One of his solutions was to build that 4-lane highway that you guys used to get here. That was built almost entirely out of product from this mine. Asphalt, gravel, concrete, whatever they needed, built. Whatever they needed came from this mine. It was built, it helped a little bit, but still, this is all economically depressed area. Okay, in the 1980s, there were two companies working here, Appalachian Mining Company and the Eagle Mining Company. Those companies struck aquifers with their drill tips. You'll hear water running in front of us? That's coming from the ceiling, from holes in the ceiling. An aquifer is a pocket inside the rock that contains porous rock, a lot of times inside the sponge, and water. The water in a lot of cases has been in the rock for hundreds of thousands of years, so it's not infected with insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, pharmaceuticals, etc. Heavy metals. The water we're in is 99.4% pure. It's potable. You can drink it right up right now. You can just try it. You can bottle said it had to be phosphorus filtered one more time, probably rewind itself. Now that we know where the water is coming from, okay, and you all hear it,
Okay.
that's where it's coming from. I can get you closer, but if I do, it'll be and if you want to use it, or maybe you need to get wet. If you get wet down here, with very cold water, I would assume that what they have underneath would be somebody who takes my picture. Yeah, this is more or less just showing you. But I can't remember the boat on all that. Yeah. You can take a kayak over and around it. But this guy's like driving up. Okay, so anyway, when the water, so in 1985, there was so much water in there, the price of oil dropped. It was not economically feasible to continue to mine. The miners walked away. They just walked away. When it walked away, it was supposed to have electric lights and communication systems throughout the whole place. And when the miners left, the high school kids took over. Now, if there's anybody in my boat who has ever been a teenager or a high school kid or both, you know what they did down here. And after talking to someone who came on tour, that's exactly what they did. So we'll go on. Let's put you all in history. Kids had it from 1985 to 2015. In 2015, a man from Ohio came down here and bought it. He wanted to build cabins on top. Ran into a slight problem. What's above us is 260 feet thick piece of rock. He couldn't build cabins. He couldn't build foundations. He couldn't build septic systems. No septic system, no permit, no cabins. So he's stuck with the place. One of his friends came down here to kayak, went up and told him what he had. They went to Dick's Sporting Goods, they bought 10 kayaks, and last year they did about 78,000 people. That's 2 boats, 3 kayaks. You guys are not seeing us busy at all. This is kind of like a skeleton. Okay, so that's how things got started. You notice these lights in the water. They're not for us. We stock this place with rainbow trout. They're not native to here. We have to feed them. They eat garina, fish chow. We pick the rainbow trout because they have 2 hearts. They have a heart in their tail, and they have a heart in their chest. Between the 2 hearts, it generates enough heat to keep them alive. They're covered with a layer of slime, kind of insulation, and they live to be 5 to 7 years old. They also get to be about 32 pounds. That's the biggest we've taken out here. 34 pounds is the biggest taken out in the U.S. That was taken out in Lake Michigan last year after the holidays. They have no predators down here. The water's too cold, they don't reproduce. Basically what they do is they hang around down here, get the picture taken, and wait to be fed. Now, we used to give handfuls of food. For you guys to toss, we had to stop. The fish started jumping into the boat.
Oh my goodness.
If you've ever been in a dark, cold, clammy environment and had a 30-pound, wet, slimy creature jump in your lap and start wiggling, it's bad for business. Now, I covered some of the uses for the limestone for building. There's a whole bunch of others. Tongues. It's just the start of it. That's for upset stomachs, but I believe that's made in the factory. You all know what Ale-8 is? Yeah. Okay, Ale-8's made with limestone water. And I take one look at this group, but I don't know any of you are going to know what I'm talking about. You all know what Kentucky bourbon is? Oh, yeah. I never heard of it. I didn't think you did. Okay. Kentucky bourbon by law has to have 51% limestone water in it, or it can't be marketed as Kentucky bourbon. There have been 2 movies shot down here. One of them was a Hallmark film, so I know you've all seen it. Don't lie and tell me you haven't. It's called Surviving the Wild. John Voight's in it. He dies in the movie, and his family elects one of his grandsons to kayak underground to take his ashes to his favorite camping place. Now, the movie called Surviving the Wild has been seen by several people I've met, and they all say the same thing. It should have been called Surviving the Movie because it's horribly boring. That's why I was going to say, usually people from Michigan always say, oh, we saw it. They also brag about having a Hallmark channel, so must not be a lot going on in Michigan. Okay, the second movie is a total antithesis. It's called The Devil Below. A group of people find documentation to the doorway to hell. They kayak underground. They go to that location, they find the doorway, they open it up, and creatures got out. Now, that movie is still available on Amazon. You can see it tonight if you've got a cabinet with internet. I haven't seen that movie because I work down here. I have enough problems without having to worry about somebody grabbing me from behind and just eating an arm or a leg or maybe bite my head off. Okay, I forgot to tell you, if you see something you want to take a picture of, let me know. I'll try to stop it. And speaking of stopping the boat, what's that? Water.
The big old rock.
Good. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I can tell from here that's a real skeleton. It's a real skeleton made out of plastic.
Oh.
I bet it's anatomically correct too. You guys need some body parts? Usually somebody has to yell Jimmy Hoffa, but that can't be because Jimmy Hoffa is being kept 2 chambers back there. Now there is something terrifying about that skeleton. It was put in the water 2 years ago for Halloween, and when they put it in the water, it was fully dressed. The clothes either disintegrated or somebody stole them. So if you see somebody walking around with some really gaudy looking plaid pants, person interested. It's right here. Got his concrete block tied to his legs, got all the usual rudiments of a murder. But we don't do that in guests anymore.
What's that hanging from the ceiling over there?
Oh, that's awful. Gosh. Okay, we're at one of the corners, we're almost at one of the corners of the line. But do you guys think you're getting bigger?
It's shrinking, yeah.
Okay, that's an illusion. The mine floor is a slight angle to it, so the water back here is just a little deeper than it is up front. So my acronym is not 100%. Now, when the high school kids had this place, they left hieroglyphics. There are some examples of hieroglyphics left by kids. We have not been able to translate them, but we have taught. We're slowly but surely coming into bad country, and I know that's why most of you came. There's some bats in there, there's not a lot of bats. When the gets super cold and there isn't one mosquito left, they'll all come in here. They go to sleep till next spring, till the mosquitoes come back. And there's a bat.
Oh, shit.
They're about the size of your thumb. We have 2 types. We have the Indiana brown bat, we have the Appalachian brown bat. Yeah, they're about the size of your thumb.
Can you get a run from him, John?
Is there one?
One just on the to the right of the corner door past.
Oh, I see. Okay. The Indiana brown bat will hibernate in clusters. The Appalachian brown bat usually hibernates by itself or with its mate. The kids call them furry chicken McNuggets, and the deal is they're supposed to be really good with honey mustard. Had honey mustard sauce since I heard that. Now we are at one of the corners of the mine. There's some writing right in orange. It says B4. That's left by the mining company. This is section B4. If you work for the mining company and were given an assignment to go to B4 to do it, this is where you would go. Now, I can't go right, I can't go straight, so we're going to go left. And there should be some beds up here. There's 3. That's probably going to be Indiana. Because They will hibernate normally in groups of sets of two. I've had people out here that really know their bats. And there's two, there's three, there's one. Yeah, if you guys are really into bats, go to Australia. They have a bat that has a wingspan of 4 feet that eats fruit. Now, right about here, we're going to run you through your first skills test. You ready? Well, we would be running people through their first skills test. Chamber, right, is by far the darkest place on my route. They call that the bat room. That chamber will fill up with bats. Last week I caught 22 kayakers laying back here. They almost did it too, but I'm too sharp. Okay, there's a buoy right there on the right. There's another one on the left. Those buoys are marking what are known as stockpiles. A stockpile to us is a pile of rocks. A stockpile to a miner is inventory. There's 12 of them, and I've been told that if all 12 are scooped up, taken to the front, run through the crusher, processed, loaded back on trucks, and taken and delivered, there might be as much as $250,000 worth of inventory down here that we can't get to. Well, it's worthless if they can't get the water. Too expensive to get out. There's more of the writing from the mining company.
Looks like the rocks are close to the water.
I know that's an illusion,
I was
right?
gonna ask you, is that stone?
It's a little bit of an illusion, but I give it a wide berth anyway. You guys don't want to row back. I don't know if they told you this. I steer, you row. Okay, now, my talk's going to get a little more serious because of this. It's an L, it's a chicken leg, it's a turkey foot. That gray rock is called shale. Shale is what kills miners. Normally, when shale's exposed like this, it falls, crumbles, and shatters like glass. That example hasn't budged, so I assume it's got limestone holding it up in there. Here's an example right there of shale that's already fallen. Right there. And in a second, when we pass this pylon, I will show you an example of shale that fell and left the impression of a Doberman pigeon. And that's right there. A little imagination. Okay. Now, let's suppose like we're sitting right here, we're fishing or playing cards or telling jokes or something. All three of those were active, they all fell at the same time. This is what you can expect. Incredible amount of noise. You would be showered with a lot of water splashed on you. You'd be covered with dust that turns into mud very quickly with all the water that's been splashing around. And we'd have waves sent to us from 3 different directions. The boat handles the waves. You guys would be miserable till I get you to the dock because you're covered with cold water and mud. But other than that, you're not going to be hurt. The reason? Now, the people that, we all know that's not a real bug, right? The people that put that bug together was just kind of tight. We don't have gold down here. We had copper. And in Appalachian copper is what people steal all the time because it's available. I'm taking a left here, and I'll show you why in a second. Normally I would go up 2 channels and then take a left. But the water level's kind of low, and there's a big rock that's exposed up. But you can see how much the water line has dropped. This is normal. It'll go up for next spring. It actually should be going up shortly. The blue lights, this is for another kayak company. This is so they can find their way out. Same deal, do they go to the right or the left? When we pass this pylon, we're going to come up to Kentucky's answer to the Loch Ness Monster. And that is, well, our answer is a monster named Jessie. She is a second cousin twice removed from Nessie. And when you see her, her neck is of real interest here, historical interest, because her neck is one of the water lines that they use to trample the water out. It's either a 6 or 8 inch line, and we're in 24 million gallons of potable water. I don't think so. They gotta be. Now, this pineland over here, you see these bands of brown rock or tan rock?
Yeah.
That is a rock called dolomite. All dolomite is limestone with magnesium. Dolomite is the only rock that conducts electricity, and also too, the pyramids were made out of dolomite. And yes, I've been asked, did the Egyptians get the dolomite here? It goes along the same question. One time some lady thought I was peddling a boat. Okay.
You're not?
No, I'm not. No, I'm winding the rubber band.
I'm so disappointed.
For those that are old enough to remember those toys from Christmas. Yeah, it's way down. But this is normal. It does this every year. And it'll be coming back up. That's an illusion. It'll be about the same. Those are put up for Christmas, I guess. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something I'm not supposed to tell you. Last week on Sunday, we had a man and he had his family with him and they had some small kids. He told me that they spent an hour and 45 minutes waiting in line at meals. Well, I know what he's talking about, but I also know how us locals now handle that. If you go to Miguel's and the line comes out the front door to the road, back to the building, back to the road, back to the building, back to the road, this is what you do. You find yourself in a quiet spot, you pull out your cell phone, you call your order in for pickup. You wait 10 minutes so it's not obvious. You can now bypass the line, go straight to the register and pick up. And when you get there, you tell them you've changed your mind, you want to eat it. It works every time. Now, I just don't listen to my last group, and he was with some Jeep club, and he said that they've been doing it for years. I thought that was supposed to be our big secret. But anyway, keep it under your hat, because other people might think that's cheating. Let's see if I can do this, if I got enough time here. You see that exit sign? I'm charging it with electrons right now. And when I take the beam off of it, see it glow? For those of us who are a year or two older, if you remember from the 50s, those watches that used to glow in the dark, they had women's makeup do that, and clothes that kind of had that air into them. That's because they have radium in it. The radium we found out gave people radiation poisoning. We don't put that in it.
Excuse me.
Obviously. Because I don't see any of you guys glowing in the dark.
Huh? What?
Flying
The
around.
ceiling
Oh, I didn't
is
realize
black.
that. I'll go this way.
Okay, that is because they have diesels down here, diesel pumps, diesel generators, diesel hydraulics for rock pressure, diesel trucks, diesel front end loaders, diesel air compressors. They have diesels. The black is from all of the diesel exhaust. The white spots is where water is condensated and wash the carbon. This is for another one of these snowflake things. Now, to the right, you're going to see something that's a little scary. That's not what it looks like. We stopped being tourists years ago. We have some older kayaks here that are made out of older materials, and after they've been banged on the rock walls for a while, they get hairline cracks that you can't see. And slowly the air pockets fill up with water. When that happens, you take the kayak and clean it up for a couple of months, let the water pour out, and then you coat it and reseal it. Not good for what?
Not good for the tip jar. Don't talk like that.
Yeah, really. It's only made, so you can see, yeah. You just let me see.
What's the
Well, I didn't